Good evening and welcome to Rocky Mountain Association of College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. Thank you all for coming to hang out with us. During this entire session, you can have any question answered from the representatives in the Q&A button that you see on your screen. Other than that, make sure that you also continue on and attend other sessions during the evening as well. Now remember, your camera and microphone are off, so we cannot see or hear you, so please put any question that you have in the Q&A area as well. Other than that, that's the major housekeeping things from me. I'll turn over to the reps now. And first, we're going to have up University of Arkansas.
There we go. Thanks, John. As John said, I am University of Arkansas. My name is Lexi Metter, and I want to preface this with, we are all institutions that are a part of the Southeastern Conference and the Division I NCAA conference as well. So we are very similar institutions, but also unique at the same time. So I hope you gain something different from each of us tonight. The University of Arkansas, though, is located in Fayetteville, Arkansas. We are historically ranked as one of the top 10 best places to live in the United States, and we have been for the past 5 years. So this is something that we are super proud of. Our town is quintessential, unique, funky, a little weird, but very, very unique. It is that quintessential college town that you see in the movies and the TV shows. Fayetteville only has 85,000 people in it. So this is a fact that we are super proud of, to be ranked among some really great cities up there. We're also located in the Ozark Mountains, so ranked as one of the top 25 outdoor colleges in the nation. So the outdoorsy atmosphere that you can get involved with is absolutely endless. There's hiking, biking, camping, fishing, canoeing, truly whatever your heart might desire, it's there for you to do on campus in our area. We're within an hour of the Buffalo National River, so whitewater rafting and bass fishing. And we also have what is called the Razorback Greenway. So if you are a runner or a biker, this is 36 miles of trails. It's going to connect our 4 large cities in Northwest Arkansas. So 36 miles out and then 36 miles back in for my outdoor enthusiasts. We also have a mountain biking competition that happens in Northwest Arkansas every year as well. So if you're into mountain biking, check that out. Now on campus, we have over 400 student organizations, and every institution is going to have some pretty similar ones, such as student government, cultural, religious, and spiritual organizations, special interest groups, club and intramural sports, so flag football and sand volleyball, Greek life. So the U of A is a third Greek, so we do have a pretty large Greek atmosphere on campus. And then of course, special interest groups. And some of those special interest groups that are my favorite are our cornhole team, our Club for Twins, and our I Love Dr. Pepper Club. Now, on the academic side of things, we have over 200 degree programs that are housed within 6 different academic colleges, and those range from our Dale Bumpers College of Agricultural, Food, and Life Sciences, our Fay Jones School of Architecture and Design, our Sam M. Walton College of Business, our Fulbright College of Arts and Sciences, our College of Engineering, and our College of Education and Health Professions. Outside of those 6 academic colleges, we also have an honors college on campus. Now, within the university, we have an 18-to-1 student to faculty ratio, which might not seem like much as our total enrollments is just under 28,000, but our undergraduate population is about 23,000, which compared to these other 6 SEC institutions, we're pretty evenly in the middle with Mizzou and Tennessee in terms of undergrad population. Now, our freshman class has just about 5,000 students in it, and of those 5,000 students, 50% come from outside of the state of Arkansas. And of those 50%, we have students from all 50 states represented on our campus. Now, one of my favorite things to talk about is going to be in the top right corner of your screen with the names etched in the sidewalk. This is called Senior Walk. Any student that graduates from the University of Arkansas gets their name etched into our sidewalk. This is not something you pay for. It's just done once you graduate. And we are one of the only institutions in the United States that continues to honor our graduates in such a way. So it's a really cool legacy that you get to leave on campus, come back years down the road, walk across campus and see your name etched in the sidewalk. My name is there twice for my bachelor's and my master's. And anytime I go back to campus, I have to see it. It doesn't change, it doesn't move places, but it's something I have to see every time I go back. And we love to talk about it as well. Now, one of the things I really want to touch on here is a reason why a lot of our students come from outside of the state of Arkansas is because of our new Arkansan non-resident tuition award scholarship, or the NRTA for short. This is an automatic merit-based award that is solely based on your high school GPA on a 4.0 scale for the fall of 2022. There are two different awards here that you can see, a 50% and an 80%. And depending on which one you qualify for, it can help reduce the gap between in-state and out-of-state tuition, making Arkansas an affordable place to come outside of your home state. Lastly, this is my contact information and some important dates and deadlines. Our application will open on July 15th via our own website, apply.uark.edu. We have a priority deadline of November 1st. We have a priority scholarship deadline of November 15th and a priority financial aid deadline for December 1st. We have 3 different admission pathways that are going to be based on your high school GPA. So a test optional, test flexible, and test required pathway that you can find out more on that website right there. I hope you have a wonderful evening and go Hogs.
Technology has not been my friend these last few days. I don't know why my slideshows are doing this, so just ignore the right part of the screen or the left part of the screen. Hi, y'all. I'm Beth Hodge. I'm the regional admissions recruiter for the University of Alabama. I work with students from Colorado and Wyoming, and my colleague, Derek Fassi, works with students from Arizona, New Mexico, and Utah. So the University of Alabama, otherwise referred to as UA, Bama, the capstone, or that school that says Roll Tide a lot, is located in Tuscaloosa, which is also known as T-Town or Titletown in reference to all the championship titles it's home to. It's a town of about 100,000 people with a suburban feel, and is located along the banks of the Black Warrior River in west central Alabama. The close proximity to the river offers unlimited opportunities for fishing, a relaxing picnic, or a run along the riverbank. As a college city, Tuscaloosa is known for its energy with hundreds of shops, restaurants, historical sites, and parks. Campus is located about an hour from the Birmingham airport and about 3 hours from the Atlanta airport. There are 3 lakes within 30 minutes of campus, and the beaches are a short 4-hour drive away. We are a large school with about just under 32,000 undergraduates, which makes us the second largest school in the group tonight. As an out-of-state student, you're in the majority on our campus, as close to 60% of our student body is from outside the state of Alabama, so it's really easy to make friends and get connected. Students are from all 50 states and about 70 different countries. At Alabama, you'll find a great balance between strong academics and a spirited campus life. We offer over 200 academic programs through 12 degree-granting colleges. It's hard to narrow it down to just one program, but I can't cover everything in 6 minutes. So I'm going to quickly focus on our business school, which is one of the top 30 undergraduate public business programs in the country and houses about 20% of our students. From our high rankings to our individualized, personalized approach toward engaging with students, the Culverhouse College of Business has it all. Choose from any of our 8 undergraduate majors. You can focus your study in one of our 16 minors, and you specialize further within any of our 10 concentrations. Enroll in our first of its kind STEM and create paths to the MBA. Earn a bachelor's and master's degree in only 1 extra year of study through one of our 51 accelerated master's programs. We recognize that academic learning is necessary but not sufficient in today's job market, and that professional competencies weigh heavily in hiring decisions and are essential to student successes. In order to help students discover and grow talents relevant to the workplace and hit the ground running upon graduation, our business school has launched a professional development program called UA Business Lead. The program is structured such that students engage in both academic and co-curricular activities designed to further their personal and professional development in 10 different competency areas, which include teamwork and collaboration, communication skills, and personal financial literacy. The University of Alabama is #2 in the nation in internship placements too. We have students interning at companies such as Mercedes-Benz, Dell Technologies, CNN, and IBM. In fact, I have a student from Wyoming, and she's had 3 internships with the Super Bowl, 1 with Disney. She just started her career with the Jacksonville Jaguars football team last week, and she doesn't even graduate until next week. We have a vibrant campus and huge sense of campus pride. In addition to attracting really great students, we attract really great people. Our students log over 1 million community service hours each year. We've got over 600 student organizations, but one of my favorite is called the College of Engineering Does Amateur Radical Theater, which is the College of Engineering's theater department. We believe that logical and creative thinking are mutually beneficial, and this offers our engineering students a creative outlet through theater productions and improv comedy. I'm going to just briefly touch upon our admissions process since it's changing a little. We have joined the Common App this year, but we'll also continue to offer our own institutional application, and we will continue to our test optional admission policy through 2022. Now, I mentioned early on that Tuscaloosa is also known as Title Town, and that because we've made it a habit of winning national championships, both on the field and in the classroom. Of course, we're pretty well known for the successes of our football team, but we've also won 6 national robotics championships, 21 debate and forensics titles. Our wheelchair basketball and tennis teams have won numerous national championships, including this year and lots more. To go along with these successes, we have many beloved traditions, including the Walk of Champions and Elephant Stomp on football Saturdays, as we cheer the team on with lots of Roll Tides and singing Rammer Jammer Yellowhammer after big wins. But one of my favorite traditions is the ring ceremony. The Alabama ROTC places a large mahogany box filled with the class rings of our graduating seniors inside Denny chimes. During this time, the rings are infused with the UA spirit. After 24 hours, they are removed at 6:31 p.m. This time is significant because it translates to 1831 in military time, as 1831 is the year the University of Alabama was founded. So I invite you to visit campus and experience it for yourself. If you have any doubts, I'm certain you'll be pleasantly surprised with how easy it is to fall in love with the people, the campus, and the city of Tuscaloosa. We have in-person visit opportunities, and we have some great virtual options as well. So please reach out if you have questions and check us out on social media. We are the most hashtag college on Instagram with the hashtag Roll Tide. Best of luck with your college search and decision, and Roll Tide.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Kylie Rigdon. I'm the Denver Regional Admissions Representative for the University of Tennessee, and I recruit all of the states within the RMACAC area with the exception of Arizona, which is covered by Jordan Berner, and she's located in Orange County, California. The city of Knoxville is home to the University of Tennessee, and it's a really fantastic, lovely southern city that's affectionately nicknamed the Scruffy City because we hosted the World's Fair in the 80s, and they thought it was a ridiculous city to host it in. And we proved them wrong. And so what's really great about the city of Knoxville itself is that it's easily accessible for students coming from the Rocky Mountain area. We have an airport 15 minutes from campus, direct flights from Denver, and very easy connection flights from other major cities within the Rocky Mountain districts. We are also super close to Smoky Mountains National Park, which is the most biodiverse national park and most visited national park in the country. And that does give our students plenty of areas to go and explore where you can bike, camp, hike, even a little bit of snowboarding and skiing if you get closer to North Carolina. So you have all of the same activities that are available to here in the Rockies, right in the Smokies, just a little bit lower elevation for you. And then also the city of Knoxville itself was named by National Geographic as a top adventure city. So lots of things to do. And it's also going to be big enough for if you're not an outdoorsy person, you can still enjoy the city life. We have everything you need and some really fantastic smaller areas that are a little bit more niche, and then I'm going to give you a really fantastic southern experience there. We also offer over 115 miles of greenway to kind of keep you connected to the city and to campus. It's very easily walked back and forth, so you really never feel super disconnected. On campus, we have 24,000 students, kind of in that middle range of undergraduate population of tonight's universities. And then we do offer 360 majors divided among 9 colleges. In those colleges, you're going to find a vast array of options. The Herbert College of Agriculture is going to have everything ag related, which is going to include a lot of pre-vet tracks, and we do have a vet school on campus. Within the College of Architecture and Design, all programs are competitive, and we do have a 5-year architecture program that allows students to get both internships nationally as well as internationally. And then within the College of Arts and Sciences, our forensic anthropology students are able to conduct research at our anthropological research facility, also known as our body farm, which is the oldest established facility of its kind. And we do a lot of forensic research in the entire career field there. And then we also have our Haslam College of Business, which is going to hold our 5th ranked nationally supply chain management program, along with all of the other commonly found business majors. College of Communication and Information Systems, where our students have internship availabilities throughout the world, including Sydney, Australia each year. The College of Education, Health and Human Sciences, which is where you're going to find a lot of our sports medicine, all of our education, which are all 5-year programs to really help prepare you. You get both a bachelor's and a master's degree within those programs. The Tickle College of Engineering is home to our nuclear engineering, one of the oldest and most prestigious nuclear engineering programs in the country. And East Tennessee has probably the largest concentration of nuclear industry in the world, and we partner with Oak Ridge National Laboratory. So students really have a lot of opportunities to grow both professionally and academically while in the program. We also have a direct entry College of Nursing program, as well as a College of Social Work, where the faculty to student ratio in that one particular college is 5-to-1, and allows students to invest in undergraduate research along with their professors, including veterinary social work with our vet school and the bond between emotional support animals and their humans. UT's Pride of the Southland Band is one of the nation's oldest collegiate band programs and has participated in 15 presidential inaugurations dating back to 1965, and is one of only 600 total options you have when coming to campus to get involved. We also have 77% of our graduating class of 2020 participating in internships, giving them lots of opportunities for those postgraduate programs or going straight into their career fields. We also have a little bit of other clubs that I failed to mention earlier. We have Oreo of the Month, so you can discuss at least 12 different types of Oreos each year. And then we also have a chilling and grilling club. So all my foodies out there, there are plenty of things for you to do and talk about and people to meet on campus. We also have one of the top 5 outdoor programs in the country based on our proximity to the mountains, forests, and rivers, as we are one of only 3 universities that is located on a river. And then of course, our traditions are fantastically enriched our campus. We are the oldest public university west of the Appalachian Divide. We were founded 227 years ago, so they go back pretty far. My personal favorite is The Rock, which is pictured here. It is the only place where graffiti is allowed and also encouraged on campus. And so students can come and post about upcoming events, messages to their friends, or even marriage proposals. And each home football weekend, a local alumni will come and paint The Rock a theme related to the game. The Rock changes frequently and can have several different looks in the day or last several months. The most popular and long lasting was a tribute to Pat Summitt, who was the women's basketball coach and winningest basketball coach in college basketball history, which her tribute stayed on The Rock for 3 months following her passing. Each year, The Rock accumulates about a ½ inch of paint, so it's always fun to watch. You can actually live stream it if you get super bored one day and just see what people are doing and posting on there. We do offer really fantastic ways to get to campus with our in-person visits. We also have in-person events, hopefully starting back soon, but right now we have some really great virtual events coming up next week as well into the summer and fall. We do encourage you to come visit. If you can't, definitely connect with us virtually, as we have online tours available as well. You can see my contact information here. Feel free to reach out to me with any questions you might have, but also do know our application will open on August 1st with the Common App as well as an institutional application. We have not made a test optional policy for fall of 2022 just yet. Those announcements will be coming soon. And we also will have a self-reported academic record as a requirement in there. So keep those things in mind. We look forward to working with you in the fall, and good luck in your college search.
Okay, so we are moving just down the highway about 3 hours to Nashville, Tennessee, where you will find Vanderbilt University. We're a little bit different in the Southeastern Conference, as we are the smallest school, as you'll notice, as well as the only private school in the Southeastern Conference. So just a couple of different factors. So we are considered in the larger realm of national colleges and universities. We're kind of on the smaller end of, the larger end of medium size. getting a little confused. Smallest end of medium size. There you go. Where we have about 7,000 undergraduate students, roughly 5,800 graduate students, and 10 colleges and schools, which include our 4 undergraduate schools that we'll talk a little bit about later. And those also have about 70 fields of study that you can find yourself double majoring, minoring in, participating in pre-major fields such as pre-medicine, pre-law, and things of that nature. We also have an incredibly engaged campus, as we'll talk about, with 475 student organizations, so lots of opportunities to get our students involved. And we also have a pretty diverse student body. Again, as a private university, we actually have students coming from nearly all 50 states. It's really hard to get students from the Dakotas to come down south, but we have students from places like Texas, California, New York, as well as about 40 different countries represented on our undergraduate side of the campus. And then we do also have a 3-to-1 squirrel to student ratio, just a fun way of saying that we have a very park-like campus, as hopefully you can tell by some of the pictures in today's presentation. Some of our undergraduate schools are listed here, but I want to point out some of the more either unique programs or some of the really strong hallmarks that we have on campus. Our education school, for example, is one of the strongest ranked programs on the campus. And I know it's hard to convince students to come into education majors nowadays, but we have some amazingly incredible faculty members, some great research opportunities, a strong partnership with the Metro Nashville Public School System, and lots of great opportunities to understand how education is impacted by societal factors, by cognitive disorders, and a number of other different things as well. So it really makes education probably one of our strongest programs. The other one that I'll mention is our Human and Organizational Development Program, or HOD. We do not have an undergraduate business program. So the HOD major really addresses the need for students that are looking for leadership, organizational development, and things of that nature. It's one of the few majors on our campus that does have an internship built into the program, and students can take part in an internship in Nashville, but also places like San Francisco, Chicago, DC. So when we talk about our campus, one of the things that make us a tad bit different as well is the fact that about 95% of our students live on campus all 4 years. It's a really big part of who we are and the type of student that really fits in well with the campus. I also love this picture here because it showcases one of our favorite traditions, and that is our Anchor Dash, where all 1,600 first-year students and about 240 transfer students will rush out onto the football field right before our very first home football game. I will say football is usually not the Vanderbilt claim to fame, but if you do have a chance this season, I highly recommend catching our men's baseball team. They certainly are our shining star. And we also have our very first national championship coming from our women's bowling team in 2007. I wanted to add a couple of different notes about our admissions process, as a couple of these might be a little bit different. We do operate using a holistic admissions process, but we also recognize that it is a selective admissions process, with about anywhere from 9% of our applicants earning a spot within the freshman class in a given year. We are also test optional for our 2021 applicants. So for my current juniors, as you're thinking about different colleges, know that that's going to be an option for you in the admissions process. We also have 3 application platforms that we use, Common Application being the most common, but we are also partners with the Coalition application, and we're one of about 42 colleges that use the QuestBridge application in their National College Match program. And then lastly, we use Early Decision 1 as well as Early Decision 2 and Regular Decision for our admissions plans. We are always happy to give advice about any of these topics, as well as just general admissions advice to any students that are interested. So if you do have questions, I will make sure to drop my contact information in the chat right before we leave. And then lastly, to touch on Opportunity Vanderbilt, Vanderbilt uses 3 commitments when we package our students for financial aid. We're a need-blind admissions process for U.S. citizens and eligible non-citizens. We commit to meeting 100% of the family's demonstrated financial need, and we award scholarships based on the family's demonstrated financial need, but we do not include loans in those packages. So again, these three commitments make us just a tad bit different. But with that, I hope that you're able to join us for any of our virtual VU offerings, which are our slates of, tours that we still lead with our students on campus. So if you're not able to make it to Nashville, it's a really good way to check us out. In addition to some of our online information sessions, campus spotlights featuring our faculty as well as our current students. And hopefully soon enough, we'll be able to see you in person on campus. So with that, I will drop my contact information in the chat and I will pass it along to my colleagues.
All right, howdy everybody. My name is Betsy Hardy and I'm the regional advisor for Texas A&M, and I serve the whole Western US minus California. So many of you will be my students. But I always like to talk about where Texas A&M is located before I jump into our major offerings and everything like that. So we are centrally located in the state of Texas. I know it does not look that way, but of the population, 28 million people live in the state of Texas. Our students are within a 3-hour drive of 26 million. So although College Station itself is a college town, it's really easy to go out and see a lot of Texas while you're there. We did open in 1876 as the first public institution of higher education in the state of Texas. At the time, it was an all-male military school. And although that has not been the case for the past 60 years, we still do have those military roots with our Corps of Cadets. We are currently the largest university in the country, but don't let that intimidate you. We do serve around 6,000 undergraduate students, many of those within our College of Engineering, but we do have students from all 50 states and over 100 different countries. And again, we were founded in 1876. No one ever thought we would grow to be this large. We only have a small amount of large lecture halls on our campus. Our average class size is actually still only 20 to 1. So it's a large school, but your classes will be pretty small. We have over 120 different degree plans for you to choose from, ranging from our most popular engineering, business, even visualization, which is a mixture of animation, graphic design, and video game design. We actually have a lot of Aggie Easter eggs in Pixar movies because a lot of our students go on to work for Pixar. That being said, no matter what your interests are, even if they're not something in the STEM field, our College of Liberal Arts is our 3rd largest college on campus. No matter what your career goal is, it's likely that we do have a major for you on campus. We are a holistic review school. If you're planning on applying this year, know that we'll consider academic factors as well as non-academic factors. We are test optional through fall of 2022. So if you are going to be a senior this upcoming year applying to us, that is still optional for you. Outside of that, we'll look at your academic record. We do have you self-report that. We'll also consider non-academic factors such as extracurriculars, community service, employment, and then we'll have an essay for you as well. So a little bit more about us, what is kind of student life at Texas A&M. So we are a Tier 1 research institution. We are a Land, Sea, and Space grant. So a lot of our students have the opportunity to do research early on in their career. We have around 11,000 students who work on our campus, many of whom are doing research. So you can already put that on your resume before you even graduate. One other perk of going to a larger school is that we do have a lot of student services on our campus, ranging from our student counseling that is free, our many different resource centers, our career center, which is actually an award-winning career center, and then we also have the professional school of advising. So if you're looking at med school, nursing, law school, we have advisors who will help you prepare that application. On top of that, we know that you're coming to college to make your community, not just for your education. So know that we have over 1,100 student organizations to choose from. We, of course, have your typical sororities and fraternities, community service organizations, and then we have a couple that are just for fun as well, including the NIC work, which is comprised of 35 NICs at Texas A&M, although they are not exclusive. We also have the Rainbow Croc Club, where students will wear Crocs and get together. So know that no matter what you're interested in, we definitely have that available for you. We also do have the Corps of Cadets, which is our largest student organization on campus. When we began, we were a military school. We still have around 3,000 students who are in the Corps of Cadets. So if you're interested in going into the military, know that that is an option, but there is no military obligation with the Corps if you're just interested in those leadership experiences. We do recommend that students live on our campus for at least the first year. Around 12,000 Aggies live on campus, and we offer living and learning communities ranging from our honors dorm, engineering dorm, to even our social justice and wellness dorms. So you could live in a traditional dorm, or you could really dive into your community. Like all of my colleagues, we are a member of the SEC, so know that football is always something to do on the weekend. We also offer a lot with our rec center. We actually have 3 rec centers on our campus, including a bouldering wall, a couple of different pools, weight rooms, and then our own Mount Aggie, because skiing is one of our classes at Texas A&M. If you're more musically inclined, know that we also have our music activities office. There's so much that you can do, and you can be involved in that even if your major is nothing to do with music or performance. And then just a couple of bragging points for us. So we're actually number 1 in the country for 5 years in a row of sending students to study abroad. Of course, not this past year, but if you really want to study abroad, know that that is an option for you. Some of our programs will actually require that you study abroad, but we offer month-long trips, faculty-led trips, a lot of different options for you. We have the most graduates serving as CEOs for Fortune 500 companies, which is really great when it comes to finding a job after graduation. And then I just wanted to touch on my favorite tradition on campus as well. It actually happened last night, but we will always say that your time at Texas A&M begins with that howdy, and it always ends with here. So our biggest tradition on campus happens every April 21st. All Aggies across the world will get together for what we call Aggie Muster. And at this, we remember all of our Aggies who have passed away that year. So we'll have students gather across the country, whether it be in Colorado Springs, eating barbecue, or on campus, so that we can remember those Aggies who have gone before us. And lastly, here's my contact information. Please feel free to reach out if you have any questions at all. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. And now I'm going to turn over to Kylie at Mizzou.
Thanks, Betsy, and thank you everyone for hanging in there. Last school to present, so we will get you out of here in just several more minutes. But I'll go ahead and get my presentation pulled up. Awesome. All right. So to round out the end of this SEC Stripe Scan presentation, we are the University of Missouri, aka Mizzou. That is the nickname that you will probably hear me and many other graduates from the University of Missouri refer to us as. So we are the largest school in the state of Missouri. We're at about 30,000 total students, 23,000 undergraduate students. So among the 6 schools here tonight, we kind of fall in the middle of that range nationwide. Again, kind of on the medium to large side. Definitely not up there in the biggest schools in the country. But again, we're the largest school in the state of Missouri, and we are the flagship institution for the state of Missouri system. Tigers are coming from all 50 states in the U.S. I'll go through a map on the next slide, and over 120 countries. So we are a diverse school in terms of where our students are coming from. About 40% come from out of state every year. We have 600 different student organizations on campus, and about 90% of our students report being either involved or very involved on campus every year. And just one update, we will continue to be test optional for any juniors who are looking to apply for the class of 2022. I'm a visual person, so I love kind of showing this map of where our students come from and where Mizzou is located. So for students coming from the RMACAC region, you can see that Colorado would be the state that's kind of leading the pack there. Colorado is in our top 5 feeder states into Mizzou, and also top 5 states coming out of Mizzou. So we have the 2nd largest alumni chapter for Mizzou in the country that's actually in the state of Colorado. They're called the Rocky Mountain Tigers. But you can see kind of our location right in the middle of the state of Missouri in Columbia, Missouri. So you have those bigger cities, Kansas City and St. Louis on either end of the state, but Columbia is definitely its own city in itself. It's big enough that it has its own airport with direct flights to Denver, so very easy to get from anywhere in Colorado. And then again, if you're located in a different RMACAC, Rocky Mountain state, a great connecting flight into Denver. Otherwise, Kansas City and St. Louis also have those major international airports. A little bit more about Columbia, Missouri, or Como as we call it for short. It was ranked a top 5 college town in the US last year by Sports Illustrated, and we definitely agree. Our students love everything they can do on campus and off campus. Downtown Columbia is right across the street from our School of Journalism, has amazing food, coffee shops, record stores, small independent music venues, movie theaters, and lots of great outdoor activities as well. I actually grew up in Colorado, down in Colorado Springs, and I was kind of looking for a university that would offer me some similar outdoor activities. I hear other people talk about skiing. We do have skiing in Missouri. I would not recommend coming here for the skiing, but everything else is great. Hiking, biking, climbing, and lots of water sports, which were very different from where I grew up in Colorado. So again, we're about a 10-hour drive from anywhere kind of on the front range of Colorado, but otherwise a quick and easy flight. In terms of academic offerings, we have about 300 different degree programs to choose from. Those are spread out among 13 different schools and colleges. And if you are on one of those pre-professional tracks, we are one of 6 public universities in the country to offer a law school, vet school, and med school all on one campus. So lots of great opportunities there. I've highlighted 5 different kind of main areas here that are very attractive to out-of-state students from the Rocky Mountain region. We're best known for our School of Journalism, the world's first school of journalism, over 30 different interest areas there. Nursing and health professions is especially strong at Mizzou. We do have an option for a direct admit nursing program, and then we have over 10 different hospitals and clinics right there on campus where students can get amazing hands-on experience. Our admission rates into med school, both MD and DO programs, are both more than double the national average because of that. 100% internship rate for our business school, and that's actually the major that sends the most graduates to the Rocky Mountain region. Amazing starting salaries for all of our engineers. And then again, one of the few schools in the country that does have a vet school on campus, and we have an option for guaranteed admission into that. We do have an honors college on campus as well. I think some of my other colleagues have talked about their honors program. We actually invented the concept of an honors college at a public university. We have the oldest public honors college in the country. It does require a separate application process, but great opportunities for bright and curious students. Our STAMP scholarship that I'll talk about a little bit later is offered through our honors college and gives some students some amazing financial reasons to choose Mizzou as well. So kind of moving into, again, the finances, reasons why you might be able to afford going to school at Mizzou, and potentially why Mizzou might be cheaper than staying in state, depending on where you are, is some of our academic scholarship offerings. So we are a member of the Stamps Foundation, which gives some amazing students ability to pay for nothing at Mizzou and actually get some money to help incentivize them coming to Mizzou and doing some amazing things. And then one unique program that the University of Missouri offers that virtually no other states in the country offer is the ability to establish residency during your freshman year. So no matter what state you come from, no matter what your ACT, SAT, GPA is, if you're admitted to the University of Missouri, you're able to pay in-state tuition starting your sophomore year. We've got the 5 requirements on the slide here, but I'm always happy to share more about that process because your parents usually have a lot of questions about that. And then I wanted to end by sharing my favorite tradition from the University of Missouri. You might have this tradition at your high school, or you might have heard of homecoming, but we're actually the university that is credited with inventing homecoming. Back in 1911, we held the world's very first homecoming celebration, and now we claim, it's hard to verify, but to have the largest, longest, and of course best homecoming celebration in the country. It's the entire month of October. Over 100,000 people come for kind of that main weekend of homecoming. So if you're looking to visit campus, that could be a great time to do so. And then I'll just wrap up by saying that we have, again, amazing in-person visit opportunities, but some amazing virtual options as well. So feel free to check that out, and you can always email, call, or text me if you're looking to learn more about campus. I am regionally based in Denver and work with all of our students from the RMACAC region.
All right, thank you all for giving some great information this evening about your different institutions. To end this evening, we want to give you all an opportunity to kind of share some words of wisdom to the audience and kind of give them kind of hopefully some seeds of knowledge to kind of help them along the way. And the question that we're going to use for this part is this question right here. What advice would you give someone going through the college search process?
I can start us off. And my biggest piece of advice would be to not take a school off of your list until you've done the research yourself. I think parents, guardians, friends, they all have a really big influence on what schools make your list. But I think until you truly do your own research and figure out why that school should be a yes or a no for you, you shouldn't take it off your list until you do just that.
Fun during this process. This should be a fun and exciting time for you. But I see so many students and families so stressed out during this time about making, finding that one right school. There's going to be several right schools for you. And it's not so much the academics on the college or how it's ranked, but it's what you do on campus outside the classroom that's going to really make you marketable in looking for a job.
Kind of following off both Lexi and Beth, I would say if you know what you want your career to be, go ahead and look into what kind of degrees and what kind of majors people in that field have gotten their degree in, and really choose a school that has that degree offering for you so that you know that you are getting the best education so that you can go and get your dream job in that career field.
I would say get familiar with the town that the college is located in. You're not just going to a campus for 4 years, you're going to become a resident of that city. And so to really fully know if you're going to feel comfortable there, if you can't visit, at least learn as much as you can about it and really get familiar with where you're going to be located and the weather and the people and all the things that go along with being in a new city.
I will just add that it is perfectly fine also being an undecided student. I think I changed my major at least 5 different times during that first semester alone. So when you're an undecided student, it does give you a little bit more breathing room to try out new majors, try a couple classes, and just see which fits.
I might give some very practical and not as fun advice, but I would say stay organized. If you are applying to multiple schools that are juggling, different admission deadlines and scholarship deadlines can be different than application deadlines, find some way to keep track of all of this information so that you feel confident that you are meeting all of those deadlines and that you can kind of piece together, again, okay, I went on a visit at this school and they said this about my major. And then I visited this other school and they actually told me, that I would have this other really cool opportunity. We all start to blend together. So find some way to kind of stay organized through the process, A, during the application process, but then B, to help you make your decision when it comes time to make that in the spring. So do some kind of Excel spreadsheet, Google sheet, take notes when you go on tours, stay organized because like Beth said, otherwise it becomes stressful and less fun. So the more information you can be really sure about, the more fun you can have with it.
All right, that was wonderful information that you all shared. Thank you so much. We really enjoyed that information to share. And also thank you all for joining us this evening as well. When you leave this session, there'll be a quick 4-question survey that you'll fill out. There are more sessions coming up this evening, but also in other weeks, so please attend some of those as well. Representatives, thank you so much for hanging out with us this evening. You gave great information, and we hope to have you at another event really, really soon. Thank you so much, and you all have a great evening. All right, have a good one.